Alright, this leak is actually kinda crazy. MediaTek might finally be ready to go head-to-head with Apple and Qualcomm in a serious way, because the new Dimensity 9600 is sounding like an absolute monster already. And the biggest thing here? This chip is rumored to be built on a 2nm process. That's huge. Smaller nanometer usually means better power efficiency, less heat, and way more performance packed into a tiny chip. So right away, this thing already sounds like a massive jump over the current Dimensity chips. But the real interesting part is the CPU setup. According to the leak, the Dimensity 9600 could use a 2+3+3 all big core design. Now, let me explain that in very simple terms. Normally, phone chips mix powerful cores with smaller, weaker cores to save battery, but this chip is apparently going super aggressive by using mostly powerful cores. Basically, MediaTek wants this thing to hit hard in both gaming and heavy tasks. And the leak says single-core performance could get very close to Apple chips. That alone is impressive, because Apple has basically dominated single-core speed for years. iPhones always feel insanely fast because of that. But here's the wild part. The leak says multi-core performance could actually beat Apple chips. That means when the phone is doing multiple heavy things at once, gaming, recording video, multitasking, AI features, editing, the Dimensity 9600 might actually pull ahead. Now, obviously, we need real tests first. Leaks are leaks. But if this turns out true, MediaTek is no longer just the cheaper alternative. This becomes real flagship territory. And there's more. The leak also mentions huge upgrades to something called CME and SME performance. Now, don't worry about the technical names. What matters is this. AI and advanced processing tasks could get a massive boost. Things like live translations, photo editing, AI video tools, smart camera features, gaming optimization, all of that could become much faster and smoother. The tipster even says some parts could improve almost 2 times compared to the previous generation. That's not a small jump, that's massive. Now let's talk gaming, because this part sounds really exciting. Apparently, the Dimensity 9600 could come with a larger next-generation GPU called Magin, and MediaTek is reportedly focusing heavily on frame generation and super resolution. Basically, the chip might be able to make games look smoother and sharper without destroying performance. Kinda similar to what NVIDIA does on PC with DLSS and frame generation. Imagine getting higher FPS without your phone working as hard. That's a really big deal for mobile gaming, especially for games like Genshin Impact, Warzone Mobile, PUBG, Fortnite, emulators, and future AAA mobile games. And yes, ray tracing improvements are also mentioned again. Now, mobile ray tracing still has a long way to go, honestly, but every generation is slowly getting better. So if MediaTek improves both graphics power and efficiency together, flagship Android flagship phones in late 2026 could be insane. Now, timing-wise, this battle is about to get interesting. The Dimensity 9600 phones are rumored to launch around September, and the Vivo X1000 Pro series is already being mentioned as one of the first devices. Oppo might also use this chip inside the Find X17 Pro lineup. But guess what else is coming in September? Qualcomm. Yep, the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 6 and 6 Pro are also expected around the same time. So we could be looking at one of the biggest Android chip battles in years. MediaTek versus Qualcomm. 2nm versus 2nm. And honestly, that competition is good for everyone, because for years, Qualcomm mostly stayed at the top with little pressure, but now MediaTek is improving fast. Their recent flagship chips already became surprisingly good in gaming, battery life, and thermals. But this Dimensity 9600 leak sounds like MediaTek wants more than good enough. They want the crown. And if this chip actually delivers Apple-level single-core performance while beating Apple in multi-core tasks, that changes everything. Especially for Android flagship phones. Because imagine getting better gaming, better battery life, less overheating, crazy AI features, and desktop-level performance all in one phone. That's why this leak matters so much. 2026 flagship phones are starting to look absolutely insane already.